Hi, everyone. It's me, C Lefty Run, with my week 12 Boston Marathon training update. For week 12, I ran 54 miles this week. I think last time I had spoken to you, I did that really windy, rainy run in Huntington Beach. And then afterwards, I had mentioned that my hip was hurting. And I wasn't sure. I ran in my Saucony Endorphin Speed 3s, which don't, as you know, I don't know if you know about Saucony, like a lot of the carbon plated shoes don't have great grip on the bottom. And the Speed is not a carbon plate, it's nylon plate. Nonetheless, it's a plated shoe. So the grip is never really great on the bottom. And the path was covered in sand. And I do think it kind of changed my gait a bit, which upset my hip. My hip was very angry after that run. I was also debating as to whether or not it was because I put my phone in my hip pocket. I don't know what it was, but my hip was upset afterwards, and it stayed angry at me for a couple days. So Sunday, I did my 8-mile run easy at a 9:58. My heart rate was 134. My hip was like a bit sore during the run. I was like, this is cause for concern. The next day I did 6 easy at a 9:45 pace, and my heart rate was 134. Hip was still a bit sore. So I had been like rubbing it out. I had been icing it. It was also a bit swollen, like not good. So I started trying to figure out what is going on with my hip. I looked up like hip bursitis. I think that's what it's called. And it kind of sounded like that's what I had. I was like, oh no. And then you do the deep dive of like, I went to the Luke Humphrey Facebook group and I was like, hip pain. I did a search and you have all these people talking about their sore hips and how they weren't able to run their marathons. I was like, oh my gosh, this isn't helpful information. Can someone tell me that it ended up all being okay? I also took a little break from social media last week, which was really nice because I actually got some stuff done. So you just come home sometimes and you scroll on your phone and you're like, oh my gosh, 2 hours has passed. And I'm looking at stories of people I don't really know, So I was like, I'm going to take a little step back. But I did go on to try to self-diagnose, right? But again, it didn't stop me from running. And I'm always like, do I run? Do I not run? Do I take the break and get it healed? Or since I can run on it, the pain doesn't get worse, do I just keep plowing through? And I feel like when it comes to injury, my instincts are pretty good. And I had that knee injury and then my hip, and it's just been a slew. I've never had more niggles in a cycle than I have this one. And my only ask for this cycle was that I show up to the start healthy. That's been my only ask. And of course, I'm having all these weird things come up. So Tuesday, I had 6 hill repeats, 3 minutes each. So 3 minutes up, 3 minutes down. I had a 45-minute warm up, 6 minutes, 3-minute hills 6 times. I just did it on my treadmill because I don't have hills around me that I can run up for 3 minutes. And I was kind of even questioning whether or not I should do the hill part because of my hip, but I did. And it was okay for the most part, but at the end, it was not happy with me. And for the 3 minutes, I would, the workout suggestion was marathon pace. So, and I was like, I'm not going to do marathon pace because I was really concerned about the hip. I'm going to run up the hill because I do need the hill work. But so I started the treadmill at 6:05 and then I would work it to 7:2 for over the course of the 3 minutes. So yeah, I finished that. Wednesday I was off. Thursday I ran the 6 at a 9:31. My heart rate was a 140, higher than usual. And I'll talk about that in a minute. It was considered a tempo run, which normally those runs are base for my heart rate. Thursday afternoon, hip was pretty sore, where I can feel it when I walk. So going up and down stairs was fine. Unlike Saturday, going up and down the stairs made it sore. But it was sore. Oh, and when I would lay on my side, I could feel it was swollen. So it's like, don't be a dummy. What are you doing? Like, and again, grappling with, do I stop? Do I go? Do I stop? Do I go? So Friday morning, I woke up and miraculously it didn't hurt. And I used, again, I'm doing ice. I'm like massaging it. I'm telling it really nice things like, you're doing great, hip, keep going. You've taken me this far. And I also have this TENS machine. I don't know if you're familiar with it. They're pretty cheap. They're on Amazon. Does it work? Does it work? Amazon's, I can't speak. Amazon. Does it work? I don't know. But my chiropractor, not the one I used to really like, a different one, because I've seen them all. At the end of my chiropractic sessions, they're like these sticky pads, and it's this machine, and it just sends pulses to like your muscle. And, these little machines are like $30 on Amazon. So I started doing that to my hip too. So Friday morning, it felt good. I went on an 8-mile run afterwards, felt really good. I didn't have any pain. I was like, oh my gosh, it just kind of went away. So Friday, my 8-mile run, my pace was a 9:29. My heart rate was a 140. I did do some strides with that. So today I had my 16-mile run. I'm coming to you early bird special this week. Normally I do these on Sunday, but I was like, I have some time today. I'm going to do my video. So 16 miles today, my average pace was an 8:31. I have to say this run went really well. I felt good the whole time. I mean, did I want it to end? Yes. But I mean, I felt like I could keep going. And here's my paces for you. 9:14, 9:11, 8:57, 8:41, 8:30, 8:24, 8:23, 8:15, 8:26, 8:20, 8:26, 8:35, 8:12, 8:17, 8:28. I ran into my friend that she threw me off about 15 seconds because I chatted with her for a bit. And then my final mile was a 7:54. So on these long runs, I'm trying to run a fast mile at the end when I'm tired. Like, can I bust out a fast mile? And I was able to. So it was mile 15.75. My hip was like, and it was when I started to pick up, going sub-8, right? It was like really mad at me. I finished it. And so 8:31, my heart rate was a 148. So I'm like, what do I do? I see my physical therapist next week because of course my sessions ran out. Like right when my sessions went out, something popped up, which I knew it would. That's what always happens. But I got more sessions. So I will see him next week. I'm going to continue I go to this woman for massage. I can't really afford right now to like miss runs. I can miss easy runs, but I can't miss my long runs. And because the pain isn't getting worse on the run and I'm able to run through it, I'm going to carry on. And I know that if you have an injury, not extreme injury, but the advice is usually to be active so that you can get blood flow to the area. So anyway, I hope this time next week, I'm telling you, like, it's a lot better. I'm not feeling it anymore, but I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. And so my fuel for the 16-mile long run was, before I left, I had some coffee, and then I had some Gatorade with some beet powder mixed in. And then I left for the run, and I take fuel every 4 miles. And my first fuel I had was this Precision at mile 4. Okay. And then at mile 8, I threw in some caffeine. I got a little crazy, threw in 100 milligrams of caffeine. And then I took this Honey Stinger for the last, when I was mile 12. So I think if I had to do another gel, I would have done caffeine. I think I'm going to do caffeine at like mile 16. I'm going to do 2 caffeine for Boston. So I've got to think about how I'm going to pace those out. I don't know if you remember, but Big Bear, I took 2 caffeines back to back on accident. And then I got a bad stomach cramp. Was it the caffeine? I don't know. But that was a big oops because it's 100 milligrams. It's a lot. Oh, so my heart rate, I wanted to talk about that. So whenever I'm a week before my cycle, my monthly cycle, I always have trouble sleeping, not like falling asleep, but the quality of my sleep, like, my body battery score will be lower than it usually is because I'm not getting as much deep sleep. I just don't sleep as well. The quality isn't as good. What also happens though is my heart rate is higher on my easy runs, and they feel more difficult. My runs feel harder a week before my period. So I was praying that for Boston wouldn't be a week before my period. Unfortunately, it won't be. And I know this is TMI, but I think if you're a woman, these things matter. So you just have to know that your runs, if it's a week before your cycle, your runs are just going to feel a little bit more challenging. So anyway, that's week 12. I hope your training's going well. And I look forward to chatting with you next week. Thank you so much for watching. Those of you that do, I appreciate it. And if you ever see me, say hi, please. Bye.